Well, how does it feel to be receiving the Variety Artisan Award at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival?
Oh, it's a huge, huge honor. And we've never been to Santa Barbara before. So
We live in Brooklyn, so we're so far.
Today was the farthest north.
We don't belong in beautiful places.
Yes.
Brooklyn is beautiful.
It has a beauty to it.
There's a beauty to it in the rustic Brooklyn-esque thing.
And as far as Variety goes, I mean, we've both been reading it ever since we started being in the business. So,
Right,
this is
to
a
be
huge
given
honor.
an award from Variety magazine is beyond anything I could have dreamed of when I was a kid.
What were some of the biggest challenges that came with writing songs for a sequel to one of the biggest films of all time?
Musical sequels are really, really tricky. That's why there aren't very many of them.
Yeah.
So that was our biggest challenge, is how to make sure we had a story that still had something to sing about. Because in a musical, you should have squeezed all the toothpaste out of your toothpaste tube. And so it's hard to make sure that you have enough of a big story to sing about. What did I say?
Exactly. And to do something different the second time around. That's really got to do something very different. Which was so great that Chris and Jen and Disney wanted to do something different.
Right, and Into the Unknown is a duet. Like we did the solo version of Elsa singing to the universe, but this was a completely different thing. This is Elsa in dialogue. Even though she doesn't quite know what it is, she's in dialogue with her purpose and where she belongs.
Oh, that's beautiful. What was it like collaborating with John, Jennifer, and Chris? Are they just...
I mean, we've been working with Chris and Jen since winter of 2010. So it's really been 10 years. They're like family. We are so lucky to be working. You're only as good as your collaborators. And with Jennifer Lee and Chris Buck, you're dealing with some of the best storytellers alive today, which makes our job much easier.
Must make for a very fulfilling process.
It
Absolutely.
was, for sure. It was hard. It's always hard, but
Sure.
and there's a lot of struggling together, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like you're on the right path. It's fun to look back and realize, like, oh, we were all meant to get here.
We just recently, there's going to be a docu-series about writing Frozen 2, and we just saw the first 2 episodes today, and it made me realize we were under so much pressure. But we all really banded together. We were all under that same pressure, and we worked every single day on story, making sure we earned the right story for our fans, who have now embraced it so beautifully all over the world. So we're so grateful for that.
What's next for you?
Well, we've got a bunch of things, none of which we can really talk about, but
come on.
we've got a couple of things that are just starting and one thing that's sort of inching towards being produced, so that's great.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be fabulous, and we look forward to it.
Well,
Thank you.
Congratulations on this evening.
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much.
We're so happy to be here.